In today's video, we are going to be learning how to translate one and two-step equations. So we're going to be translating verbal expressions, verbal sentences, and translating them into equations and solving. So as you can see in this diagram, we have all the four basic operations: addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. And we have algebraic expressions associated with those operations and the verbal expressions that could represent these algebraic expressions. So this right here can be written as add 3 to a number plus 3, the sum of a number and 3, and so on and so forth. So what I would like you to do is pause this video and draw this diagram and create it on your piece of paper right now. All right, so take a minute and pause this and write all the verbal expressions, all the key words that associate with these algebraic expressions. And then once you're done writing that, we're going to bring it back together and translate a couple of sentences into equations. All right, so hit the pause right now. All right, so now that you have written all those verbal expressions down and the keywords, we're going to translate some of these equations or verbal sentences into equations using the keywords from the diagram above. So the first one, we have the difference of a number and 5 is 7. So I'm breaking it down. Difference is a keyword that I know. Difference means subtraction. So the difference of a number and 5 is n minus 5. Now, whenever I see the word is, I try to think is equals. So is 7. So n minus 5 is 7. And then I have a one-step equation I can solve by adding 5 to both sides. Over here, half the number of students is 12. Half is 1 over 2 as a fraction. The number of students, so times n, is 12 equals 12. Another one-step equation, you would multiply both sides by the reciprocal to get your answer. 25 is, so write them automatically, 25 is 10 less than a number, so 25 equals. Now be careful with 10 less than, because in our diagram up here, we notice less than x minus 12 is written as 12 less than a number. So it's kind of flipped around. And that's always the case when it comes to less than, all right, or more than. 3 more than a number is n plus 3. 12 less than a number is x minus 12. So always be careful with whenever you see less than or more than. So 25 is 10 less than a number. So 10 less than a number is n minus 10. And again, another one-step equation. I would just add 10 to both sides. Over here, if 17 is decreased by twice a number, the result is 5. So now this one has two is's, but whenever I see the result, that overcomes the other is as the equal sign. Wherever you see the result, that means equals. So I know the result is 5, so equals 5 is going to be at the end. 17 is decreased by twice a number. 17 is decreased by twice a number. So 17 minus 2n. So 17 is decreased by twice the number, 17 minus 2n. The result is 5 equals 5. And now this one is a two-step equation. Okay, draw your line down the equal sign, minus 17 from both sides, divide both sides by negative 2. All right, let's keep going down here. 1/9 of a number increased by 5 is 8. 1/9 is 1 over 9 of a number times n increased by 5 plus 5 is 8 equals 8. And another two-step equation. Now the next two problems have real world scenarios that we have to create a one or two step equation from, and just knowing our common sense skills. Okay. So in this one, she says she paid, oops, let me fix this a little bit here, kind of recenter it. She paid 3/4 of the price of a new laptop and used a $10 off coupon for a total of $398. So 3/4 of the price of a new laptop can be written as 3, and you don't always have to use N. You can use P, 3/4 P, 3/4 times P. $10 off means you subtract 10 from that price for a total of $398. So $10 off, I know I have to subtract 10 for a total of $398. All right, and now let's look at this one. He ordered 4 new tires for his truck and paid $96 for installation for a total of $384. How much did each tire cost? All right, 4 tires, 4 times each tire, 4x. Paid $96 for installation, plus $96, that's what he paid for it, for a total of $384. So another nice and beautiful two-step equation. You would solve for x. Okay. Now, on the problems you're going to be translating, I also want you to solve them at some point. And I'm not going to go through all these equations to solve them. You know how to do that from the previous lesson on solving in 1- and 2-step equations. But I do want to go over at least one with you just to refresh your memory on things. So we'll take a look at this one with the fraction. So we'll take a look at this difficult one with the fraction, so we know how to solve that. All right, so we have a line down the equal sign. We want to get rid of any addition or subtraction first, so I add 10 to both sides. So I add the constant to both sides, and I get 3/4 P equals 408. Now, to get rid of a fraction, remember we multiply both sides by the reciprocal, the multiplicative inverse. So I multiply both sides by 4/3. And if you're not good with doing that in your calculator, you could use the Desmos calculator. And you would get a price for the laptop. The original price is 408 times 4/3. And if I use my calculator, which I'm going to show, I already did this already, 408 times 4/3, the original price is 544. And that's how you would type it in. So the original price is $544. Okay. And so with these equations, again, you still need to know how to solve them after you translate them. And using that diagram and also knowing the keywords. If you're having trouble with the keywords, create flashcards and figure out what keywords associate with the mathematical operations. All right, so that's it for today's video. Thank you for watching, and remember, whether you are solving for X or Y, always give math a try.